Now we make a pretty big shift past 50 on the meter towards accuracy. I want to talk about what that really means, what does accuracy mean, and also try and include what do I do to make that shift from sincerity to accuracy.
Well, Jim Matroni, who I mentioned earlier, who's a senior partner at Conversant, loves to ask people, when you're looking at the meter, if you were sprinkling water down on it and it landed at 49, where does the water go? People always say, well, go back toward pretense. And that fits with what I was saying earlier, that sincere arguments can actually drive the argument losers down into pretense. Well, the same thing's true if you drop the water at 51. Where does that go? Well, that heads towards authenticity. Well, that makes this 49 to 51 shift really, really important. We say that how you make it is by redefining what makes you a good listener. Below 50, people tend to define what makes me a good listener in terms of, can I take anything that I hear from people and turn it into information that helps me protect what I already think, what I already have, what I already know? So the test for my listening is, can I prove I'm right? Which may work for a litigator, it doesn't work in our normal day-to-day relationships. Above 50, we say the powerful test for listening is learning. And that's a major shift. So from 49 to 51, we go from listening to protect what I already have, what I already think, what I already know. To 51, that's listening to learn from the difference. To do that, you got to have practical things to do that help you do it. You certainly have to be able to make the shift emotionally from protection to interest. In an accurate conversation, we find there's something simple to do that helps you practically in being able to learn quickly and accurately from the view of the other. And that is, we work with people to get very disciplined about separating facts from explanations about what those facts mean. And you've seen in our materials, we use that T diagram all the time, where it's facts in the left column and explanations in the right. And we say what you want to do to get accurately connected in the presence of a difference is you ask the reporters questions. You ask what, when, where, who. It's extraordinary what you get. If you ask somebody who's upset, for instance, why they're upset, they'll tend to defend their reasons for being upset. If you ask what happened that has you be upset, they'll tend to actually report real things that occurred. It reveals lots of information. As you know, I had somebody once in a mediation tell me they thought I was arrogant and wanted a new mediator. Well, I had to find out, what did I do or not do that had them think of me as arrogant? And so I asked them, can you tell me, after taking a deep breath like we talked about earlier, what did I do or not do that had you realize I was arrogant? And he said, well, you interrupted me 3 different times. And I said, that's a mistake on my part. I should not be interrupting you before your points are completely made. Now, in my own mind, I was thinking, uh-oh, you're in a hurry. So he says I'm arrogant. I say I'm in a hurry. It would not have been useful to tell him, oh, you're wrong. I'm not arrogant. I'm in a hurry. That would start a cycle of waste. But it does give me useful information. Arrogant was a sincere statement on his part that I don't see what to do about. Oh, I've been talking before he's finished speaking. Now I've got an occasion for action. So accuracy increases connection, reveals action, and at its highest place on the meter, frees up a variety of explanations for the same set of facts. And you'll see some of those explanations are more creative and useful than others.